particular video lecture series is for advanced electronics, under which we are covering fabrication process. So far we have already covered our syllabus and the reason why we are using silicon in our fabrication process. In today's session we will going to understand the silicon wafer preparation. So let's start our session. So first, the type of solid structure. There are three types of solid structure. First one is a crystalline, second is a polycrystalline, and then amorphous material. So let's see what is crystalline material. When all the atoms are arranged in a periodic manner, then this is called crystalline material. You can see in the diagram, all the atoms are arranged in a particular manner, which is periodic. So it is crystalline material. The second material is polycrystalline material, in which we divide our whole surface into parts, and these all parts are called grain. So the orientation of the atom in one particular grain is periodic, but it is different from the other grain. So it is called polycrystalline material. The third material is amorphous material, where no periodicity is maintained and the random arrangement of the atom take place. So this is all about the type of structure. So the actual silicon present in our earth is an amorphous form, which is quartzite. So we need to convert it into a crystalline material. To convert it from amorphous to crystalline, we first convert it into polycrystalline material, and then we convert polycrystalline into crystalline material. So in today's session we will understand how to convert amorphous material to polycrystalline material. So let's start our silicon wafer preparation. So silicon is present in the form of quartzite, and quartzite is a rock of pure silicon oxide. So there are two steps. In a first step, we convert our quartzite rock into metrological grade silicon, which is MGS, and then we convert our metrological grade silicon into electronic grade silicon. So let's start our manufacturing of EMGS. So in this process, we have a container where from the one side we put our quartzite rock, or from the other side we put our carbon gas, and we use two electrodes to maintain the temperature inside the container to 1900 centigrade. At 1900 centigrade, our quartzite rock will convert into liquid form, and the reaction take place between the SiO2 and carbon gas, and we form our silicon. So this type of silicon is metrological grade silicon, and we separate it out into another container. So this type of silicon is 98% pure, and it has a 2% of impurity, and impurities are iron and aluminium. Due to these impurities, the lifetime of this type of silicon is very small, so we cannot use it into electronic industry. So we are using this type of silicon into automobile industry. So engines are made up of aluminium silicon alloy. So this is all about how to manufacture metrological grade silicon. So let's see how to manufacture electronic grade silicon. So electronic grade silicon is 99.99% pure. So it is the actual polysilicon what we need in our fabrication. So there are two steps in this process. In our first step, we take a container and we put our MGS, metrological grade silicon, which we produced earlier, to this container, and from one side we put HCl, and we maintain the temperature of this furnace into elevated temperature. So the reaction of take place, which is silicon react with HCl and produce trichlorosilane, and trichlorosilane is in gaseous form. So we need to convert this gaseous form trichlorosilane silane into liquid form trichlorosilane, and we need to purify it as well, because we know that it has present aluminium and iron impurity, so we need to purify it. To purify it, we use fraction distillation process. In this process, we can separate out two material with different boiling point. So the boiling point of trichlorosilane is 32 degrees centigrade. So we put our material, which is trichlorosilane, with the impurities in one container, and we give the temperature. At the temperature of 32 degrees centigrade, trichlorosilane will evaporate and it will condense into another chamber. So in this way, we can separate out our trichlorosilane from the mixture. So now we need to convert this trichlorosilane into pure silicon form. So to do this, we use chemical vapor deposition method. So in this method, we use a chamber where we put a trichlorosilane with the hydrogen gas, and we maintain the temperature of this furnace to 1100 degrees centigrade. And the process takes place where trichlorosilane react with the hydrogen and create silicon. And this silicon is electronic grade silicon, and the byproduct is HCl, which will go away from the furnace. So in this process, silicon rod is used as a catalyst. So what is catalyst? Catalysts are the material which do not perform chemical reaction, but it will energize the reaction. So silicon is a catalyst. So the use of silicon here is the manufactured silicon will deposit into the portion where the silicon rod is present. So if the rod is present in half of the chamber, then the manufactured silicon will deposit only on the half of the chamber, and it will not going to deposit in the other half of the chamber. So this is the use of silicon rod as a catalyst in our process. So let's see the chemical vapor deposition in depth. So in this process, we have a chamber, and here we put our susceptor, over which we put our silicon wafer, which is a catalyst. So the newly formed silicon will deposit into that catalyst only. So start our process with the transportation of the reactant. What is reactant here? Reactant is HCl, which will going to be react with the trichlorosilane. So we will put our reactant by forced convection of gases. After that, diffusion of the reactant take place, and then absorption of the reactant take place, and then surface process of chemical deposition and surface migration occur, and the process, after the process, silicon is produced and the silicon is deposited into the wafer, and the disabsorption will also produce, which is HCl. See this reaction. Under this reaction, the product is silicon as well as HCl. The silicon is deposited into wafer, and the HCl is a byproduct. So the transportation of the byproduct takes place through the boundary layer, and at the last, the transportation of this byproduct is from decomposition. So see this reaction take place. Under this reaction, silicon tetrachloride will react with hydrogen and trichlorosilane is formed. After that, some intermediate reaction take place, and at the last, silicon and HCl is formed. The silicon is deposited into the wafer, and the HCl will go away as a byproduct. So this is all about the chemical vapor deposition method. So this is very important question for mains point of view. So this is all about today's session. If you like my video, please share and follow my channel. Stay at home, stay healthy. Thank you so much.